Hello, everybody out there. My name is Steven, and this is Steel Keeping It Real. So, I am trying something different because I was told by certain people that I need to connect with my audience, that I'm not connecting with my audience, and that's why maybe it is that I get some little viewership as well as subscriptions to my channel. So I decided to go live and see what happens and see what kind of conversation we can have. And I'll talk about anything. I just hope we don't get into politics or religion. Those could be very touchy subjects, and I'm not trying to lose my job because somebody wants to mention something about the police. But I really am good at talking about music. I'm really good at talking about movies, and I'm really good at talking about pop culture, trivia, things of that nature. If you want to ask me questions about myself, like where did I come from, how did I get here, things of that nature, I am also up for that as well. So let's see what happens. Now everything is open. I don't know how this really actually works. Anybody that is on, can somebody just say hello in the chat? Hey, I saw a heart. That's kind of interaction. That's what's great. Anybody have anything that they'd like to talk about or know about me? Nothing? Okay. Well, let's see. Oh, that might be that. Let's go back. I tell you about certain things. Like if I were to go to here to what I'm actually doing in projects, I don't know if you can see this under open recent projects. Can any of you see any of this? I don't think so. Let me go back. Oh, oh, Diana, what's your favorite music? Watching your reaction. What do you enjoy reacting to the most? Okay, so, and hello from Tennessee. Um, to answer Diana's question, I know who you are. I think I don't. Can't hide. What is my favorite type of music? My favorite type of music actually would have to go through genres, meaning that basically if it's like 1975 through 1995, I love that era of music, whether it be rock and roll, whether it be country, whether it be R&B, soul, hip hop, just that little chunk of history is my favorite. If I have to lean on something that, if I get into the car and this is what I want to listen to, it would be probably yacht rock or 70s slow rock because it's nice and mellow. If I'm in a good bad mood, then it's maybe some NWA or Public Enemy. All right, so let me see. What do you enjoy reacting to the most? You know what? The one that's as far as reacting, the one that is getting me the most, reactions is country. Country is not my wheelhouse. I know I grew up on certain country, but I grew up on country from a black perspective. So I would hear the people like Kenny Rogers and the Dolly Partons and the Hank Williams and the Conway Twitties. I hear all those things, but oh, Charlie Pride, God, I have Charlie Pride. You hear all those things, but at the time that I'm hearing those, I'm not considering them country. I'm just considering it music. I didn't put music into categories until maybe about 12 years old. I really didn't. So that's how that happened. So getting into country music now and delving into it a little bit more and maybe understanding it some, you start to understand not only the music, but the people that listen to them and maybe what some of the things that they cling on to as far as that culture, if that makes any sense. What else? Uh, that seems to be about it. I got like two people in my chat, which is cool. It's actually two people more than I expected. I just didn't know at how, if I launched this, what would actually happen. Um, I do want to do movie reviews. My problem is that I'm the type of person that when I watch a movie, I'm engrossed in the movie. It takes a lot for me within, sitting in a movie theater or sitting at home, engrossed in a movie before me to actually interact with the movie because I am so cerebral in it. You know, I'm getting into it. I'm trying to solve it just like everybody else. If there's something to solve, that's what I'm doing. So, hey, you know, so I'm trying to find a way of maybe doing more movie reactions and being able to do that. Maybe I have to bring out my inner black and me, like they used to say, black people went to movie theaters, they were only talking to the screen. I was different. I was always listening to, hey, shut the fuck up. That was me. So we'll see. I mean, I got a whole room prepared for it. I just don't know how to actually get it started. Ooh, there's more stuff, unless these people are talking to themselves. Okay, thanks exactly. What I prefer as well, born 76, have a broad range of random music knowledge and love all genres. P.S. I can definitely help you with some real country music suggestions. Ah, okay. Thank you. Have you heard of Big O? You could host and do lives. I don't know what Big O is. No. Makes me want to think of the guy from Inglorious Bastards. Ooh, that's a beagle. When you say bingo. I don't know what that is. I'm on certain platforms already. I'm on YouTube. I'm on X or Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Rumble. I'm on Nextdoor. I do have a Patreon page, but I don't even bother with that. I think I have Instagram, but I don't even think I bother with Instagram. And yeah, the Rumble is the one that's hooked up to my YouTube, and um, videos go there. And it's more or less a conservative type of site, and but one video has like over 20 something thousand views, and that happened to be my video on Gen X. Um, you know, just the video like me talking like now, talking about Gen X and how I grew up, and you know, there's been this big resurgence of how Gen X people we are a tougher grade. We are between the boomers and the next generation. We were the ones that didn't necessarily have computers, but we learned computers, and now if we're in our 50s, computers are a part of our lives. We are part of that generation that had the phone cord hooked up to the house, and now we're like this with phone cords, and we all know, like, hey, it took more computer power in your phone to get to the moon, and it blows our minds because it's like we saw Apollo 11. We know how much trouble they were in, and it's like, man, they could just, there's an app for that, you know. Let's see what else is going on in here. We should check it out. It froze on me. I don't know. I'm just talking. I don't know what's freezing or what's not. It is kind of chilly outside. Um, it is one of those days in September and December. Uh, remember to hit the light. Ooh, who hit the light? I have to hit the light. No, me hitting the light. Oh, that's a lot of people might enjoy it. So yeah, I've already done my Christmas for this year. My son and my granddaughter, who live in Kentucky, I sent out their stuff. I come to find out that they ended up getting their packages. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I guess they went ahead and opened them up at that time. And I was like, "Why did you open them up so soon?" And they said they were impatient. And I get it. I mean, if you're an adult, if you're an adult, it's one thing. You can have some self control, but a child, I understand if they don't. But sometimes you gotta like, no, you can't have these until Christmas. No, you can't. But if you're both kind of childlike, and guys are childlike, and that's why our kids love us, into our later age, is because we can be childlike like them and play video games or go out, do certain things that we normally would do as a child. So it is what it is. Let me see. Not much going on in here. Two people. Two people more than I thought. So the music that I'm going to be doing, because today's not a day that I do music. So as I'm looking on here, it looks like I have on my radar. Um, I did that one. I did that one. I had some Sherelle. I didn't mean to turn you on for Throwback Thursday. I have some new shoes to do for either Yacht Rock Wednesday or Female Friday. Um, that's about. I got some SOS band that I could do. I got that song "There's Nothing Better Than Love" with Gregory Hines and Luther Vandross. Although I can't do the video, I can only do the lyrics video. I have some Level 42. I have some Do or Die. These are all things that are already here that can be done at a drop of a dime. Other things, I need some inspiration to do other things. What is this? Oh, I make my girls wait to the I believe that. Yeah. I mean, I think even when I had my son for Christmas, I normally his mother would say that I couldn't pick up, I couldn't have him Christmas morning. I would have to pick him up Christmas Day, and so I would pick him up and then bring him to the house and then open up his presents. It would be Christmas Day, and it's always good as a parent to sit there and watch your kids open up their presents. It's just one of those things. You went through all this hard work of not only getting the money to buy the presents, but then actually, going into your brain and thinking about how, and this is what I'm going to get for you, and the reason why, and this is the reason why for this one, and you want that kind of reveal and see the smiles on their face or their eyes lighten up as they open up the presents. That's always a great thing to do. So, yeah, I didn't get that. So basically, my Christmas, now that it's the 17th, and the only people I sent presents to have opened it up, my Christmas is over. It's just now it's watching It's a Wonderful Life, which I own on VHS, so I can watch it whenever I want. I own It's a Wonderful Life and the original Miracle on 34th Street on VHS. So I don't have to wait to watch them on TV. I can watch them whenever I want to. And that's about it. I don't have no dinner created or anything like that. Although I think I'm going to make tacos. That's all. What else do we have? Highly recommend Casey Chambers. Lose Yourself. Live Eminem cover. Here's the thing. If you've watched my channel for a while, I'm not big on covers. Now, if I don't know it's a cover and it's something that I grew up on, then I don't know any better, and that's who it is. It's like, oh, like the song "Falling" by McCrae. I did the song because I'm falling, yeah, falling. It was by two dudes, Lecrae and something else like that. And I didn't know that that was a cover. Um, and when I heard the original, I was like, ew, okay, I'm glad there was a cover. But then there are just certain covers that shouldn't be done. Now, an example of a good cover that did uh, exceed the original was Sinead O'Connor's "Nothing Compares to You," because the original of that song is absolutely horrible. It was done by the family, and it's written by Prince, but it was done by the family, and I believe the family was a really experimental thing that he was doing. It just so happened to have Wendy's sister in it, from Wendy and Lisa. Her sister was in it, the one that actually Prince was in love with. It's hard to believe. She's a twin. When Wendy had a twin, I believe her name is Susanna. She has a twin. They're both gorgeous looking women, or they were back in the day. So I can understand how, you know, Prince would be confused between one or the other. Uh, but you know, they, she was in the family, and they did nothing compares to you. It was horrible, but when Sinead did it, it was great. Let me see what else. She's an amazing Australian country music, Casey Chambers, and I tried to take pics of them opening the. Now we're back on that. I tried to take pics of them opening the gifts and send them to my family. Yeah, that's always a good thing. I got the last time when we had Christmas at my mom's house. Uh, my mom ended up having to move out of the state at the beginning of this year in January because of certain family issues that were happening that were beyond her control. But Christmases had always been at her house wherever she was. Now that she's in Mississippi, not everybody's driving down to Mississippi to watch people open the presents. They're just not doing that. Yeah, I got plenty of pictures of previous years when all the kids were there, them opening their presents, like my nephew Peerless, who's with my sister Amber. One of those things where I wish I could see Peerless and give him a hug. Hey, how you doing? Even my sister the same way. My nephews, Isaiah, Khalil, Moses, they're growing up way too fast. Because they're out of the question now. It's all getting down. What's going on? Kind of thing. Certain cousins, the only cousin I really see is my cousin Chauncey, who's a good dude. Chauncey's a really, really good dude. I don't see any of my other cousins. But you know what? I'm a hermit. I don't see a lot of people. I think almost that first year of COVID, if I went to see my mother and the people that delivered my food to my doorstep, I don't think I would have seen anybody that year. And that's what made me create the channel. Was that I was going crazy in here, and they always say that if you talk to yourself, you're going crazy in there. And then I was like, not if you put a camera in front of it, you're not crazy. But you're not going to catch me on here doing something, doing like this manifesto, and I hate the people of this nation and certain colors and whatever, and what? Well, I'm going to be doing that now. You're not never going to catch me doing that. You're never going to catch me spewing out conspiracy theories and things like that. That's just not me. Oh, what do we got? Let's see. What else? I don't listen to it. Let's see. I can tell you I don't. It's one of them. I don't listen to a lot of them, but I like them. Another great cover of Prince's Nothing Compared to You, Chris Stapleton's live tribute to Prince. That's Andrea's passing. Sorry, but I'm a nerd when it comes to Oh yeah, me too. I'm just not into any cover. I didn't know. I didn't know until maybe a year afterwards that the song "Hazy Shade of Winter" by the Bangles was actually done by Simon and Garfunkel. I'm watching the movie Less Than Zero, hearing this song, and this movie's about drugs and things like that. And in no way, when you're watching a movie like that, are you thinking about Simon and Garfunkel? Get out of here! No, I was not. So there was that. What else is here? So ask me certain things. I know, Diana, if you're out there, there's a lot of things you already know about me, but ask me certain things. I'm opening up a can of worms asking Diana to ask me. I will and or will not answer questions. These words may come back to haunt me with Diane. But she's still even here. I don't know. Looks like there's only two people in here. I don't know when is also a better time to do a live stream, um, or about what. So interested to learn some of the history of some of these songs that grew up for years, finding out there's nothing new under the sun. You know what there is? One of the things I kind of have stayed away from was the fact of, there were a lot of rumors that went around when we were kids about, Rod Stewart and Mick Jagger and David Bowie and things of that nature that were going on with them. And, they kind of panned out to actually really not mean anything. We also know that Mikey from the Life Cereal commercials is alive. He didn't eat a bunch of Pop Rocks and drink a Pepsi Cola and die. I mean, you know what? You got people on YouTube still trying, YouTube and Instagram or Twitter, still trying to do that stuff, and you're not going to die from it. You're just not going to do very well from it. But Mikey's still alive, so there's always that. Yeah, Mikey will eat anything. Yes, that was my boy. If you actually watch one of my videos, it's called All My Love. I made a video. The songs were made by Fat Joe, not Fat Joe, Joe and Prince Marky D of the Fat Boys. It's a video that I made. I loved the video. It took like 2-3 weeks to make. I put a lot of love into it, and I used a clip of Mikey in that video, so you might want to check that out. Let me ask this, Donna, where do you come from? Who are you? How do I know you? Did I know you prior to the channel? Let me know that in the notes. I still have my cruising tape. I definitely will check it out. Thank you. Did I give you a tape? Or is that just a tape you had by yourself? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Oh, Fat Boys Crescent. That, you know what? I commented. I think I did the Crescent of the Fat Boys, and I commented how on the down low, that song is a lot better than maybe some people think it is. It's got a lot of energy, to that song. It sounds similar to certain things that might have been released now, back then. Um, but the Fat Boys were also considered a novelty. Not at first, we took their talent and the human beatbox. We took that all as being prideful in, and then for some reason we turned them into clowns. We turned them into the Three Stooges. Put them in movies like The Disorderly, and even in the movie Crush Grouping, where we're kind of first introduced to them, they're kind of like these clowns. And then you know, and then when they went solo and Prince Marky D did this particular album, I was like, you know what, good on you, because you are a decent rapper, plain and simple. Let me see. I found you on YouTube. I watch a lot of reaction videos and moderate for some folks. Try to spread love. So, what do you do as far as moderation? I mean, I know there are people out there that have thousands upon viewers, and I know they're not doing it by themselves. I know they have people that are helping them doing editing or whatever to make it not as taxing on that particular person, but they're actually paying these people because they're actually making money off of the videos. I don't make any money off of these videos. I made money once uh, because I shared a particular video that got a lot of views, and I made $107 once. Once. I haven't made that money again. I mean, I would love to make money, but it's not the driving force. I will say most of what I do is therapy. It's really therapy. When you are locked up in a house and nobody's coming to see you and nobody gives you calls and things like that, especially when it happened during COVID, I just needed an outlet of it than just talking to people at my job and getting yelled at for because something showed up 15 minutes late, and I just and because when I moved in here, I had just broken up with the girlfriend. I was alone. I was as alone as you can get. And so to keep myself from going crazy, to keep myself from doing something stupid, which Diane would understand what I mean by doing something stupid, um, and stay sober, which I have for almost 16 years, that I had to find an outlet. I had to find a creative outlet to do something. And here I am. What else? There really isn't nothing else. Let me see. Doug, hey, there's a dude in the room. Your videos cover a lot of formative years, 70s music. Keep them coming. I will because it is my wheelhouse. It also allows me to understand a little bit more about my surroundings. I was trying to tell somebody when I did Oh Happy Day, I did the original ones by the Hawkins Singers, and then I did the one from Sister Act. I wanted to paint a picture to some of these younger people who might not have known what was going on, that a religious song as like Oh Happy Day was #1 on the charts. Why is that? And you have, all the things of protesting in Vietnam and the war abroad, the war at home, and everything else that was going along with it. I think that a lot of people wanted something that was unoffensive, that didn't, rub people the wrong way. It's just like, oh, happy day, oh, happy day. When Jesus, you would hope that if there's a soldier out there, he's singing that and coming with one with the Lord, and everything's going to be all right with the soul, that kind of thing. So I understand. I love the history of things in general. So songs do help. Let me see. No, I don't make money. I just do it for the love and respect of what y'all do. No cap. Somebody is no cap. Mostly, I just monitor live feeds for inappropriate content, language, of folks on the chat. Ah, so are you part of the whole YouTube process or part of the Filmora process? For lack of a better word, and don't take this the bad way, are you a snitch? Is that what you do? Again, don't take it the bad way. It's the first thing that came to my mind. Oh, you do it on behalf of the content creator. So they ask you like, "Hey, listen to my videos and or watch my videos, and if I say anything stupid or whatever, let me know so I can cut it out." Is that how that works? You guys can hear me just fine, right? I know I'm using this microphone, and normally I have to turn it up when I'm doing my videos. So I want to make sure I have it as close to me as possible. Mostly on lives. So how do you moderate a live? Like right now, this part is live, but when I'm done, it's going to be archived, and I don't get it. I just figured live is live, and what's done is done. How do you moderate a live? The audio is a little muffled. Is better? Is this better? You can't see my face, but can you hear my voice better? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Do I actually have to take the microphone off? Do I have to hold it like this and then go like this? Is that better? Looks like food range by the name. Yes. I don't have food range. So I don't know what that means. Is my audio better now? I did think about having music behind it. I don't know what that will do to this. I might need to turn it down. That might be better. Better than nothing. It was very distorted. That's the last thing you said. But that's so far. So you're basically saying having the microphone in front of my face is the best sounding. Is that what you're saying, Donna? Having the microphone in front of my face sounds the best? So while I wait on that answer, for those of you that are out there that watch my videos, tell me what I'm doing good and tell me what I'm doing bad, and I can take it. I have thick skin. Let me know, please, because I know there's something has to be wrong, or else I'd either have more content, more subscribers, more of something. So let me know. I'd like to know. I don't know, sometimes it's having the mic up doesn't seem to make that much difference. I don't know Yeah, actually having this microphone was it's actually the very first microphone I bought when I was going to get into this stuff, and then I never used it because I couldn't figure out it was sounding really low until I got into doing videos. It gave me the ability to um, raise up the volume of the video. And then, since I'm doing this now, I don't know how to raise the volume of this. So that's why this is really a practice. Because the music sounds a little underwater, if that helps. I did turn it down some, but the music is in the background. Uh, you know what? I'll probably just turn off the music for right now because that's not really making a difference. Uh, looks like I still have the same three people. And the water is making their voice. I want to clear like that. Let me see. If underwater sounds in your voice. Oh, okay. So the music wasn't the problem. So anybody, ask me something. Ask me if you want it to be personal. Ask me something, or else I'll probably kind of stop this. Again, this is a test. I want to see how much I can get out at the time because I'm bored. There's probably football on right now, but I'm not. Yesterday, football sucked because you're watching a bunch of shitty college teams playing for their respective bowls, and it was horrible. Are you thinking of doing live reaction? I'm thinking of it. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it because live reactions require some type of streaming process, and I have a problem with streaming. I've done it a couple of times, but here's the thing: I come from an older school of thought. Back in the day when you listened to a song, it was on record or it was on the radio. Uh, those were your two choices, and you would listen to the song, especially on the radio. You didn't have a choice of pausing it. You could turn it off if you didn't like it, or you turned it up if you liked it. But if you didn't like it, you at least waited until the song ended. And that's why if you watch my reactions right now, I kind of wait until the song ends and then I say my piece. And beforehand, I say exactly what I know about the song and some of the history of the song. So for those of you who have never heard the song, you at least have that going into it. That's what I do. All these other reactors, and I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying, they're part of a different generation. All these other reactors, they will play a song for like 15, 20 seconds and then stop it and then want to wax poetic about the 15, 20 seconds of song that they heard. And, I got to get into it. I got to get into the groove of the song before, I know how this is going to, make me feel. And that's why, I make my comments after. I don't talk at all during the video. What else we got here? When you lean forward, good. Lean back, bad. I'm so not sound tech. Well, you gotta lean forward, good. Lean back, bad. That, that's it all in a nutshell. So I had a feeling, and that's why when I'm actually doing my videos, I have the opportunity of raising the microphone level up, and I do. And then I also put it through another filter, a soft filter, to make it sound a little bit more clearer. So I could see that this would be an issue if I'm doing live stream, if I don't have a way of adapting my or upgrading my microphone. Let me see. Are you thinking of live stream? Rather than thinking about it, Mr. Network seems like he may be just the gentleman you should talk to. These questions you have are right up his alley. I don't know who Mr. Network is, but since how this was just a rash decision to try to do this today, that's why I'm asking some of you, and I'm also asking you for like, do you have music selections? Do you have a particular type of song or a song that you like to hear, and if so, would without giving it away if I've never heard of it. Why is this song so special to you? That's the kind of thing. If you're wanting to start getting on the way of what movies I should react, I can tell you, and then I can also tell you what movies of the ones that you're mentioning have or I have or have not seen. Now, if Diane is still in here, which it doesn't look like she is, Diane will let you know that I watch a lot of movies. If I took you into my bedroom looks like a miniature blockbuster threw up in there because I got VHS and tapes and DVDs and things like that. I got like racks on racks on racks of those in my bedroom, and so that's why I've been trying to. That's why it's called Steel, keeping it real, and real is spelled REEL. I was originally going to do movie reviews, but when I was starting to see some of them, and I did a movie review for the movie Arsenic and Old Lace, and I tried to upload it, and evidently, however I was uploading it, I didn't edit it enough that it made it past the YouTube filter for me to do so. So it's a work in progress. I think I tried to do the movie recently, um, Old Dads, the one with Bill Burr, and I tried to do it in this room, sitting from that chair, and then that's when you realize like your camera angles play a big part. It's one thing to have the camera and it's just from here up, but when you start to get below, and I'm built like a pear with little bird legs. It's not the most flattering. Now, I'm a guy, and sometimes we can play it off as far as our looks, but you know what? Reality is reality. What is being said? Network. I don't know him personally. Just been on. I've been watching a while, and I think he's like him. I like that you are wanting to know why you don't like the song. Most reactions because it's a different age range. When I'm watching, and I do watch other reactors, I wonder how much they will actually admit that they watch other reactors, or they might actually have heard the song before. Because I know there's a lot of acting in some of these, like, oh, I've never heard this before. Oh, I wonder what this sounds like. Who's Billy Joel? Michael Jackson. Those are the ones that get me. When I look at somebody and they're watching Michael Jackson and they're like, it's the first time they've ever heard Michael Jackson, and they're not from some foreign country, they are American and they're black, and it's like, get the fuck out of here. You've heard of Michael Jackson. You had to have heard of Michael Jackson. But, when they put it up there, people are trustworthy and they're like, oh, this guy's never heard Michael Jackson before. Let's see what his reaction is. You all know what his reaction is. Don't be amazed. So, yeah, I'm very honest with my reactions. I'm very upfront. I can be very personal, as you can see right now. Uh, there's a lot. I'm having this forum now to basically, you can ask me anything you want. Now, if I don't want to answer it, I'll tell you I don't want to answer it. But 9 chances out of 10, I will. It has to do, and here I am going to tell this to like 3 people out there. Um, there was a time where I used to keep a lot of secrets about what happened to me growing up and things that happened in my life. Well, sometime in the early '90s, Secret Service showed up at my doorstep, and I was freaked out because at that time I was doing almost anything that you could think of drug wise, and so it kind of freaked me out. Now all of a sudden I got the feds. The feds are here, man. The feds. Hide the shit. Um, I had the feds at my door, and they were there because my stepfather um, was trying for another job, and it required a lot of security level. Now, you think they do background checks for you on your job? They definitely do it if you're trying to do another job within the military or within the government. when we were kids and he was getting a bigger job, they couldn't interview us because we were part of the household. It's almost like, a wife can't testify against her husband. But now that we were grown and out of the house and really had no contact with them, we could answer a lot of questions. And we answered a lot of questions. And it was after that I realized all the things that I had been brought up with, where, what happens in the house stays in the house. Not anymore. The FBI or the Secret Service, they know everything about my stepfather from every single one of his point of view. So if they actually listened to us, he didn't get the job. If they felt like this is the kind of man we need because he's a piece of shit, then he got the job. I just don't know. What else is there? Mr. Network, I like that you are wanting to know. Mr. Network is old school and he tutors content creators. I don't know if you go through to mention in hopes of being helpful. I love your honesty and transparency. It helps me feel more confident. If I could just help one person, it is. There's a lot of dark stuff out there that people put out there. I've started to kind of drift away from Twitter, X, or whatever. When you have it at X, it seems like it's an adult website. To the unsuspecting, it's like, ooh, you're on X, you're nasty. And it's almost adult content because if you don't filter certain things out, you're going to get all kinds of sex stuff. You're going to get all time, and this is what I had to do recently. I went on there and I was getting all this violent stuff. People taking bullets to their heads, or a friend accidentally shooting another one in the bathroom, and they're so distraught that they shoot themselves, and people getting caught in trains, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't get this kind of stuff when I'm on Facebook or when I'm on YouTube or when I'm on any other site. It's because Elon Musk has turned Twitter into the wild, wild west and is allowing everything to go. And, there should be some warning labels on this stuff. Like, this scene is going to contain, you mentioned 9/11 on YouTube and they put up a little blocker like, oh, the true facts about 9/11. Da, 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 da. But over on Twitter, no. Every once in a while, you'll see somebody that will comment and say, like, well, the true text of this is. But, the damage is already done. I've already seen it over time. Live hits from cartels. Warn people. Put up something, and then say, are you over 18? Then click here. Let me see. I like that. See, Donna. It may have been High Rand that brought me to you. Man, I liked High Rand. I do like Rand. I'm proud. I'm a proud renegade. Renegade. I didn't know that was the name of those people. Renegade. Donna. Yeah, and I have $2 at the age they don't need to stumble on certain things. Yikes! Yeah, I knew we were kind of not necessarily doomed, but I knew something was wrong when my son had a Facebook page before me, and then I looked to see like, hey, don't you have to be a certain age to have Facebook? And found out that all these kids had just put in a different year in there, and nobody checked up on it, and YouTube, Facebook allowed him to join Facebook. And I'm sure that was probably the same way with Twitter. And he was on there, and I was like, dang. And then when he actually turned of age of 18, that I knew he was 18, it was like on Facebook going like, Matthew is celebrating his 14th birthday. Wish him a happy birthday. And to myself, it's like, well, wait a minute. If he's celebrating his 14th birthday now, didn't their own systems check to see like, hey, if he's celebrating 14 now, or no, it wasn't that he's celebrating 14. It was like he's celebrating his 20-something birthday when he turned 18. That's what it was. Like, don't make me any older. I know they want to be older. But you know what? That's a right of every American to try to buy alcohol at when you're underage. It was a rite of passage where I grew up in. If you could get away with it, fine. If you couldn't, the guy just says like, "Get the fuck out of here." But I turned 18 in 1987, May 1st. The drinking law came into effect July 2nd of 1987. So basically, what that meant is that anybody that had turned 18 prior to July 2nd of 1987 was allowed to drink alcohol. Now, the alcohol they were referring to was 3-2 beer, but when you actually went to a club or a bar or a liquor store, they just looked at if you were of that particular age, and they basically would sell you anything. And so, but you always see those movies where you have those kids standing outside going like, "Sir, can you buy us a bottle?" You know, that can work, but nowadays, laws have changed and they're caught on camera giving you alcohol. Now they're busted as well as you're busted, and nobody wants to get busted for that. So, but I'm sure you're changing. The new thing is that now you're seeing a lot of younger kids having complete beards, where if they were to shave that off, they would look exactly the age that they are, their baby face selves, but they're wearing a lot of beards. So it worked, and I worked in IT for years, and I avoid technology now. But, I remember that. Yeah. Or the kid tried to come go in and buy alcohol. I do remember that. Own clerks on VHS. So it's 8 minutes away from an hour. I'll do an hour just to see how this works. I just don't know. Do Should I advertise that I'm going to do a live stream? Would that bring in more people? Um, how am I gonna If I gonna play music in the background? I know I can't do any special effects with a live stream as I would do with a normal video. So I know there's that, but I think this has been, if anything, uh, enlightening. Uh, I like the fact that there are people who are talking to me. I would love to do this again, have a little bit more of an interaction, because it looks like Donna took over. Diane checked out way, way back in the beginning. Let me see, Diane, what's your favorite music? She asked, and then said, "Have you heard of Vigo?" And let me see, you froze on me, and that was it. You froze on me, and that was it. And it's been Donna ever since. So thank you, Donna, for sticking in there. Uh, yeah, thank you for taking in there and helping me with certain insights into what I am doing. And I want to see you give me a heart if you're liking what I'm doing. Show me a heart. Hey, thank you. Okay. Do you have an artist, since you are the one that stuck in for so long? Do you have an artist or a song for any one of my given nights that you'd like for me to do? There's Mashup Monday, Twangin' Tuesday, Yacht Rock Wednesday, Throwback Thursday, or Female Friday. Do you have one particular song that you would like for me to do, whether I've heard it or not? What's the name of the song? I see Casey Chamber. What's the name of the song? Oh, the Lose Yourself cover. Yeah. Okay. I might have to do that today because I don't know if it fits. Irish Sheldonhoffen. Oh, that's somebody. Ah, Guten Tag. Guten Tag from Germany. Did I pronounce that right? Schildhofen or Schildhofen? Iris, are the scorpions a national treasure there in Germany? Hey, I said it right. Thank you. Thank you. Being well traveled is what that is. But yeah, are the scorpions a national treasure in Germany, or is it who sings Du hast? Du hast nicht. Why can't I remember the name of them? Ramstein. There we go. Or is it Ramstein? Who is more preferred, Ramstein or the Scorpions? You don't listen to the Scorpions. Oh my God. I just listened to them yesterday. It was like a song that I had my player on loop, and for all of a sudden, as I was getting out of the car, "No One Like You" by the Scorpions came on, and I couldn't get out of the car until the song finished. And I'm doing all the air guitar solos, and I'm doing all of that. And when the song was over, then I could get out of the car. But Deep Purple. Ooh. So, Iris, with you saying you like Deep Purple, am I to assume you're of a certain age? No? Anyone? 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 I wonder how long the lag is between me saying something and people actually commenting. That would be something I'd like to know. Well, Smoke on the Water, yes. Overplayed, I think there's a, I think it's in one of the Wayne's Worlds where somebody goes into the guitar store and they start to play Smoke on the Water, and then everybody stops them and points to a wall like "No Stairway to Heaven" and "No Smoke on the Water." Okay, peace out. few seconds. So I think I'm going to end this. I am. Well, I know it's Led Zeppelin's "Stairway to Heaven." They were just saying "No Smoke on the Water" and "No Stairway to Heaven" because those are those songs that when you want to pick up a guitar, if you know even the smallest bit of a guitar, you might be able to play. Especially. Yeah, you can do that on a guitar, and everybody does that. I wowed my son. My son wasn't aware of how good I used to be on the keyboard, and I taught myself how to play the piano. And sometimes it's very evident. I haven't touched it in a while, but we went into a music store, and I bought him a guitar, and I believe we were in there buying him some strings. And I went over to one of the keyboards and started playing one of the presets beats, and I was like, "What does it sound like to me?" And I ended up starting playing Michael Jackson's Billie Jean, basically the whole thing. And I stopped myself, and I was like, "Yo, come over here." I was like, "Watch me do this," and I started it all over again. And it's those little moments of time that you like that your kids actually seem to be impressed with you. Like the one time where him and his friends were around and they had a skateboard, and I was like, let me see the skateboard," and they all started laughing at me because at the time I was probably about 250 pounds, still the same height, and here I was, this big old black guy getting on a skateboard. But what he hadn't realized was that when I was his age, back in the late '70s, I had three skateboards, and I was really, really good at them. I could do a lot of tricks, not some of the most skilled tricks, but I could do a lot of tricks, and I was very proficient on the skateboard. So when I'm doing 360s and walking and 180s and things like that, it was another time that I blew his mind. So I am the cool dad to him. I took him to his first concert. I took him to see Motley Crue and Aerosmith. I've also taken him to see Joan Jett. I've taken him to see John Fogerty. I can't remember if he was there when I took him to see Casey and the Sunshine Band. But yes, I've taken him to his first concert, probably his only concert because he's done so by himself. I tried to be the cool guy. What has been happening here? Let me see. Irish, you're doing a great job. Thank you, Irish. Oh, I didn't catch that. What did you catch? Whole lot of love. Zeppelin. Hello, Donna. Irish. Donna. Tony Hawk. Dang. Is there a Tony Hawk in here? Tony Hawk. I don't know. Play Tony Hawk. But yeah, it's those things that make it at certain times where your kids think you're lame until you can actually do something that's really cool, and then they're like, my dad may be lame, but dang, he can skateboard, dang, he can do this, he can bowl, he can play darts, he's good at chess. I try to be as good as much as I can, uh, you know, to not only impress him but impress his friends because you always want to stay cool and honest with your child. Just you try. Both of my kids are grown. I talk about my son more than I talk about my daughter because my daughter doesn't talk to me at all. And, if you ask Diane if she ever comes back, she completely understands that. So, let's see. Well, thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. I tried to do my best. You know, the gauge of being a parent and how good of a parent you are. I don't know what the true gauge of it is. Is it when you're dead who shows up, or is it a certain amount of love you get guys, a lot of times we don't say things in the moment. Uh, we almost wait until it's over. And I think when my father passed away a couple of years, I was hoping that I said everything to him that needed to be said because we didn't see, I didn't see him the most in my life, and but when he was ever in town, he did seek me out, which I always thought was cool. I have a sister uh, that her her family that she married into lives in this state, almost lives in this city, and I'm sure she's come to the city probably a dozen times, probably even more, because I'm sure he likes to come home and see his family, and she's never reached out to them once, not once. I don't think I've talked to her since my son was probably about 4 years old, or whenever my older brother, got married. I don't know how long he's been married, but whenever that was the last time I saw my sister or talked to my sister. Uh, I have two sisters. This just happens to be the one that was raised by my father, not the one that was raised by my mother that I'm talking about. And she's quite, prolific in what she does. She's a singer, and she's been in a lot of great things. But, there were times in my life where I wasn't the best person. So there might have been a reason for her to go like, I'm done. I'm done. It is. I was in the USA 4 times, having close friends in South Dakota. Wow, you have to have close friends in South Dakota. In South Dakota, there's nothing there, So everybody's probably your friend. Probably the guy at McDonald's knows your name by heart. Hey, it's Iris. Hey, sorry, shake machines out, Iris. Uh, but that's probably what's going on there. But let me see. I'll give it 2.5 minutes. I'm at 1 hour, 7 minutes, 39 seconds that I've been speaking. So I want to kind of sign this off correctly. I really do appreciate those of you that did stop by. Depends on which part you talk about that's sad, but a lot of things that I say is sad. So, ah, Irish Native American since 20 years. How did you become Native American since 20 years? That means you weren't born Native American. Explain. Expound. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm asking somebody to expound, but I've only got 2 minutes left. I doubt Iris is going to do that. At one time, I had a job where I worked on the individual Indian money account that was done under Eloise Cobell. If you are a Native American, you would know this person who sued the federal government and won because the federal government had been drilling and doing all kinds of things on Native American soil, and for years since around the Civil War time had not been paying any of them back. And she got them to start paying the money. And I was part of that process, signing people up to make sure that they got their checks. I felt very proud of doing that job. I met them through a friend. Okay. Well, again, I thank you all very much for staying tuned. I really do appreciate it. First and foremost, I want you guys to enjoy the videos as much as I like making them for you. After that, all you need to do to help me out with the channel is to like, subscribe, share, and comment.